Historical and spiritual evidence of Lord Krishna. Was Lord Krishna a mythological figure? Or is there concrete historical and archaeological evidence proving his existence? This analysis explores Krishna's presence in ancient texts, epigraphic records, archaeological excavations, and carbon dating findings, while unveiling the profound spiritual significance of his life and teachings. Krishna in ancient texts. Chandogya Upanishad, 8th to 7th century BC, the Chandogya Upanishad mentions Devakiputra Krishna, who received spiritual teachings from Rishi Gora Anjurasa. This is one of the earliest textual references to Krishna, supporting the argument that he was not just a mythological figure but a historical one. Rigveda and Yajurveda, 1500 to 1000 BCE, although Krishna is not explicitly named in these texts. The concept of Vasudeva, a form of Krishna, and Vishnu as divine protectors is alluded to. These indirect references suggest that Krishna's divine role was well established in Vedic tradition. Panini's Ashtadhyayi, 5th century BC, grammatical reference. Panini in his Ashtadhyayi refers to Vasudevarjanabiam Ralug in Rule 4.3.98. This indicates that by the 5th century BCE, Krishna, Vasudeva, and Arjuna were prominent figures in the cultural and religious landscape. This reflects Krishna's identity as an integral figure in the Bhagavata tradition, with an already established historical and spiritual significance. Mahabharata, 3rd to 2nd century BCE, with older oral traditions. The Mahabharata presents Krishna not only as a divine being, but also as a statesman, diplomat, and warrior. Krishna's participation in the Kurukshetra War, his teachings to Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita, and his governance of Dwaraka all contribute to his role as both a historical and spiritual figure, bridging the realms of politics, morality, and divinity. Archaeological evidence and inscriptions. Heliodorus Pillar, 113 BC, Vidisha, India, epigraphic record. The Heliodorus Pillar, erected by Heliodorus, a Greek ambassador from Taxila, contains a Brahmi inscription that reads, Heliodorus, a devotee of Bhagavata Vasudeva, erected this pillar in honor of the god of gods. This inscription confirms that Krishna was revered not only within Indian circles, but also by non-Indian followers, indicating his widespread recognition and devotion. Mora Well Inscription, 1st century BC, Mathura, India, worship of Krishna and his lineage. The Mora Well Inscription, discovered near Mathura, mentions the worship of 5 Vrishni heroes: Krishna, Balrama, Pradyumna, Samba, and Anirudh. This confirms that Krishna and his family were venerated figures in the 1st century BCE, emphasizing the historical reverence for Krishna and his lineage. Indo-Greek coins, 85 BCE, Pakistan-Afghanistan region, iconography of Balrama and Krishna. Coins minted by King Maz of the Indo-Scythian dynasty depict Balrama, Krishna's elder brother. These coins not only confirm the historical acknowledgement of Krishna's family but also suggest the integration of Krishna's divine legacy into foreign cultures during this period. Marine archaeology and carbon dating of Dwaraka, discovery of submerged Dwaraka, off Gujarat coast, India. Archaeological findings. In the early 2000s, marine archaeologists led by Dr. S.R. Rao discovered the submerged city of Dwaraka off the coast of Gujarat. The remnants include stone anchors, pottery, city walls, and drainage systems, many of which correspond with descriptions found in the Mahabharata. Carbon-dated findings. Charcoal and pottery samples retrieved from Dwaraka were carbon-dated to around 1500 BCE. These findings support the Mahabharata's narrative, indicating the existence of an advanced civilization that may have been submerged due to rising sea levels. The historical existence and divine significance of Lord Krishna are supported by numerous foreign accounts. Among them, the records of Chinese, Greek, Roman, and Persian scholars provide valuable insights into Krishna's worship, legacy, and historical prominence. Xuanzang's Xuanzang account, 7th century CE, China. The Chinese Buddhist monk Xuanzang traveled across India in the 7th century CE and documented his observations in records of Western countries, De Tang Shiyuji. His account provides strong evidence of Krishna's historical presence and widespread veneration. Xuanzang records that deities such as Vasudeva, Krishna, and Raya Vishnu were worshipped widely across India. In ancient traditions, Krishna was revered as Vasudeva, particularly in the Bhagavata and Pancaratra traditions. This confirms that Krishna's worship was deeply rooted in India by the 7th century CE. Xuanzang notes that people constructed grand temples, worshipped Krishna's idols, and spread his teachings. This aligns with archaeological discoveries, such as temple ruins, inscriptions, and sculptures, validating Krishna's historical presence. Comparison with other deities. Xuanzang narrates a story of an arrogant Brahmin who claims superiority over Krishna, Vasudeva, Shiva, Mahasvara, Buddha, and Raya. This implies that Krishna was recognized as a divine figure alongside major religious figures. Greek accounts. The Greeks, who had extensive interactions with India, also recorded references to Krishna. Megasthenes, 350 to 290 BCE, Greek ambassador to Chandragupta Maurya's court. Megasthenes, in his work Indica, describes an Indian deity resembling Hercules, who is identified as Krishna. He mentions Krishna's association with Mathura, Methora, and Dvaraka, Kurasabora/Krishnapura. This suggests that Krishna's legend was well known even to foreigners as early as the 4th century BCE. Quintus Curtius, 1st century CE, Roman historian. He records that King Porus's army carried an idol of Heracles, Krishna, during the Battle of Hydaspes, 326 BCE. This indicates that Krishna was not only revered as a deity, but also honored as a symbol of strength and protection in warfare. Diodorus and Strabo, Greek historians. They confirm Krishna's legendary status and emphasize his role as a powerful deity, akin to Heracles in Greek mythology. Chinese and Persian accounts. Xuanzang's further mentions of Krishna. Xuanzang describes grand temples dedicated to Vasudeva, Krishna, in Mathura and Dvaraka. He notes a golden idol of Krishna, adorned with precious stones, worshipped by countless devotees. Al-Biruni, 11th century CE, Persian scholar. He mentions Krishna as an avatar of Vishnu and notes his widespread worship across India. His writings affirm that Krishna's presence was not limited to mythology but was historically acknowledged. Pliny the Elder, 1st century CE, and Arrian, 2nd century CE, they reference Krishna's worship, further validating his historical significance. D.P. Singhal, India and World Civilization, 1969. Xuanzang's accounts confirm the prominence of Krishna worship, proving his deep-rooted historical and spiritual significance. Krishna's existence is validated through textual records, epigraphic inscriptions, foreign accounts, and archaeological findings, including carbon dating of Dvaraka, aligning with the Mahabharata's timeline. His teachings in the Bhagavad Gita continue to illuminate the path of dharma, devotion, and self-realization. More than just a historical figure, Krishna is an eternal divine presence, guiding humanity beyond material illusions toward the supreme consciousness. His life and wisdom reaffirm the timeless power of spirituality, inspiring seekers to embrace righteousness and inner transformation. Wherever there is Krishna, the Lord of Yoga, and Arjuna, the wielder of the bow, there is prosperity, victory, expansion, and eternal righteousness. Bhagavad Gita 18.78.